Hello everybody, this is Stephen Howson. This is my Football Manager Takeover. As you may have guessed, I've just taken over Manchester United and I'm going to try and see what I can do with us this season. Now, I'm not going to do what Adam's done on his channel and leave it until January to start making some transfers. I'm going to try and rectify what Louis van Gaal did at the start of the season by letting too many go. I'm going to try and bring in a couple of youngsters, a couple of exciting talents from around the world. That is my philosophy. That is what I'm going to try and do with this club, and I'm going to start right now. So as you can see, obviously we've got a couple of players out on loan at the moment. I'm happy for those players to stay out on loan. I'm not going to be bringing any of them back. I know Januzaj's just come back off loan. I'm going to keep him out there at Dortmund, and I'm going to try and bring in some of our own academy players and maybe sign a couple for the future myself as well. So 4-4-2 is how I'd like to play. This is the side that I think is probably our strongest. I'm just going to swap Rojo and Chris Smalling around there. I reckon that this is probably the strongest team that we can get out on paper. I've got a ball-winning midfielder in Schweinsteiger. I've got a box-to-box midfielder in Morgan Schneiderlin. Depay and Mata have both got as inside forward, so I expect them to be cutting inside like they do. Rooney playing as a false nine. Anthony Martial as an advanced forward. Wing-backs, standard central defenders really, nothing fancy in there. I'm going for an attacking mentality and I'm looking for overlaps. That's why the wingers and the full-backs are inverted and I've got wing-backs. So I'm looking for this team to push high, to attack with pace, to attack with width and look to get crosses in the box. That's why I've gone for two up front, because that's how I'm going to attack. I'm going to use the flanks and I'm going to try and get the ball into the middle. I'm going to have a look at a couple of signings. Don't know if there'll be any big money ones or not yet. I'm just going to see what the market's saying. I've got about 60 million to spend. That's either one big signing or a couple of smaller signings, I think, isn't it? Check this out. I just tried to stick an offer in for Ashley Williams. What I went with, you can see there, 48 million they wanted. I offered them 11.25 when he's valued at 7.5 and they want 48. I'm going to offer him 14. No, I'll offer him 15. That's saying exactly double what he's worth. And now they want 44. I don't think so. So Ashley Williams is a no-go. I'm going to have a look at Stefan de Vrij. He's got great stats. Stamina, strength, natural fitness. They're all quite high. Work rate, that's good. If I can get him for a decent price, he's valued at 19 million. If I'll go to 28. If they're prepared to let him go for 28, that will probably be my major signing of the window. Can't really argue with that, can I? They've come back and said they want 20% of the sale, and after 50 games, another 2.8 million. Sweet, I think we deal at that. So this is my transfer screen here. I've stuck a couple of offers in. There's a couple of youngsters that I've gone in for that I've just been able to offer a contract straight away to. Diakate is one. Check this kid out. 16 years old, Senegalese. Great stats, especially pace and fitness and agility. For a central midfielder, I like that. So I've stuck a contract offer in for him. Probably get him for, like a couple of $100,000 or something. Same with Andre Dezel. He's English, 16 years old. Another central midfielder. Great stats early doors. So want to stick in the academy and certainly one for the future. Gabriel Mercado. I stuck a quick little cheeky bid in here for him. Couple of million. Great stats. He's going to be my backup right back. So I've stuck her offer in for Tillmans. I've offered them Marouane Fellaini plus 15 million. Let's see if they fancy that. I don't think they do. I've also stuck a £32.5 million bid in for Yarmolenko. That should hopefully solve my winger problems if he manages to come in and we get him. And then, as you've just seen, Stefan de Vrij going in then. They tried to negotiate a deal for Ashley Williams. They wanted 48 million. Mental. I am probably going to have to ship a couple of players out. So I'm going to do that right now. And you know who's going out the door, don't you? So here's my season expectations from the board. I'm going to keep it fairly realistic because with what Louis van Gaal did last season, getting into 4th place, we've strengthened in a couple of areas, but we all know that we needed to strengthen in a lot more. Chelsea are going to be strong in this despite what they've done in real life. So I think reaching the quarter-final of the Champions League, qualifying for the Champions League again and reaching the final of the English FA Cup, I'm happy with those as fairly attainable challenges. I've only got 2 options there for the Premier League. Either qualify for Europe or win the league. Now, maybe after a season or so that might be more realistic, but to win it in my first season from a team that's come fourth that needs loads of work, I think that's a bit too much to ask. So I'm happy to say Champions League qualification, because that's the minimum I would expect to achieve anyway. So I'm going to go for that one. So Anderlecht have rejected my offer for Tielemans. I'm not sure where I go from here with this now, whether I offer him a little bit more. I think I can probably go to 15 million. It's got to be fair, hasn't it? Plus Fellaini. Alright, they're happy with that. Sweet. So the Tielemans deals fell through because Fellaini couldn't agree wages with them. So I think we'll have to move on him for a bit. I'll keep him in my shortlist, and I'll probably take another look at him in the winter transfer window if we get some money in from selling people, I think, because this window is all about just improving what we've got right now as a priority, and then we can start focusing on the future after that, I think. So Stefan de Vrij completed his deal. Happy days. He's on quite a lot of cash there, 125 grand a week, but it is what it is. So we'll sign in. We've got a new centre half in through the door. I'm happy with that. Okay, Yarmolenko set to sign for Manchester United, 120 grand a week, 36 million is coming out of the budget of 33 million, so I've gone under a little bit there, so I'm going to now have to sell some players before I bring anybody else in. That's okay. I've probably got about 60-70 million pounds worth of players that are in the squad that I'm not really asked about, and I will be getting short of if I can find buyers. Probably have to go at a reduced price, but I'll get some cash in and then I can start bringing in a few youngsters. So I'm about to set the field for my first pre-season friendly. I'm playing against Oldham, and I have gone with my absolute strongest 11. I want to see how they perform. Now, there's a couple of things that I need to take into account. None of them are match fit. They're all around 50-60%. But this side should have every single bit enough to defeat Oldham. I get to see if my tactics are looking decent. Probably going to bring on Yarmolenko and de Vrij at half-time. Probably give James Wilson and Herrera a run out as well. Maybe Lingard on the left-hand side. So first half, I want to see United put 2 or 3 goals past Oldham, prove that the tactics that I've chosen are working, prove that this 11 can do it, and then we'll start doing what we do in pre-season, getting ready for the actual season, get the whole squad ready rather than just these 11 players, because there will be injuries. We know this, it's Manchester United after all. What an absolutely boring game that was. Not really any standout performances there. 0-0. Who'd have thought it? So the end of our second pre-season game, we've beaten Hamburg 3-1. They only came back into the game actually after I made all of these substitutions with 30 minutes to go, as you can see. Yarmolenko getting man of the match in his first start. That's a great one to see. Juan Mata came on, he got a goal and an assist. Juan Mata in the false 9 role was good actually. I was thinking about selling him because he's worth a lot and Real Madrid was interested, and he's not a winger, and I'm playing 2 strikers, so I was like, there's not really a position for him in this team, but as a false 9 today, he was great. So I'm going to stick with him for the rest of pre-season and see if he produces again, and I might start thinking about keeping him and maybe getting rid of Rooney to play Mata as my false 9. So the end of another pre-season game, we've gone 2-2 with Madrid there. Darmian and Smalling scoring for us, Benzema and Bale scoring for Real Madrid. We played a pretty strong side, as you can see. Basically the one that I've been starting with. Madrid started with what looks like pretty much their strongest as well. Ronaldo, Bale, Isco, Rodriguez, Cruz, Modric. So gone toe-to-toe. It is pre-season, doesn't mean anything. You look at the stats down there below, very even. Madrid probably shaded it a little bit in terms of shots and shots on target, but it was finished 2-2, so can't really have many complaints with that. I think that's about as good a test as we're going to get in pre-season, so very happy with our progress so far. Okay, so my first league game is almost upon us, and I've got Liverpool at home to open the season. Unfortunately, I've had an injury to Darmian in the last pre-season match, and he's going to be out for 5 to 6 weeks, so I've got to put my money where my mouth is, and I've got to go for Varela with how much I go on about him in real life. So my back 4 is going to be Varela, Smalling, de Vrij and Shaw. Very impressed with de Vrij since he's come in at the start of the season, in pre-season. Yarmolenko's getting the nod over Mata, but Mata will be involved at some point in the game. Memphis on the left, Rooney and Marshall up front, Schmidfield, obviously De Gea net. Now, I want to draw your attention to the bench here a little bit. Now, Mato Herrera, Valencia, Carrick, Rojo, Valdez, they're all obvious choices. Timothy Fosu-Mensah, I don't think the game knows how good this kid's going to be, but I'm going to stick him on the bench because I believe in him. And I don't want to be the first manager to break the 3,500 game run where there's not an academy player on the bench. And without him being on the bench, I would have broken the run. So I'm not prepared to do that. An academy player will be in my squad every single way ahead. So there you go. Timothy Fosu-Mensah is on the bench for me against the Scousers. Set the team up like this 5 days out. It helps with them getting used to who's playing where and this, that and the other. So hopefully in training now these last couple of days on match rhythm and stuff like that, we're going to be fully prepared and we're going to go out there and we're going to get 3 points straight off the bat against the Scousers at home. We have got the Champions League draw. So we have got the playoff and we've drawn Monaco. So a bit of a tough one. We'll have to beat Monaco to progress through to the group stage. Not a problem. So nothing's changing. Obviously, this is my team for today. I've set up the same way all the way through. We're going attacking. Instructions wise, we're going to keep it fairly wide. We're going to push for a high tempo. We're going to get stuck in. We're going to retain for possession. We're looking for the overlap. That is how we are doing it today, and that is how we've done it all pre-season. I feel confident going into this. I know we can do it. Schneidlin gives away a penalty 15 minutes in against Liverpool. De Gea's just put the ball in his own net from a long shot from Coutinho. Unbelievable. Alright, so half-time. Marshall got us a goal back. 2-0 after the first half. Well, they went 2-0 ahead early in the game. Just absolutely not good enough. We are pressing. We are looking like we're attacking, but we just got to convert these chances into goals, and I think we'll be alright. That's it. Full time at Old Trafford. A game we've absolutely dominated. Let me get the stats up. Where are they? Look at that, 19 shots, double what Liverpool have had, double the shots on target, a penalty in the first half from Schneidlin, a De Gea own goal. Marshall brought it back with 2 goals either side of half time, but we rescued a point. But it's not good enough, is it, against the Scousers? I will take that, especially after going down within the first half hour, 2-0. Disappointed, but we will go on. So that's the end of this first video. So I've took you up to the end of the first match. You've seen us sign a couple of players. Let me know when you want the next update. Do you want it in a month? Do you want it in December, just before the January window, to see where I'm going? Whatever you lot decide, I will go with. So thank you for watching. Please subscribe. Leave us a comment about what you thought and any improvements that you think I can make to these videos. Again, thanks for watching. See you soon.